Hi and welcome aboard once again. Nice to see you with us and have you with us and all those words which don't go together as one. Yes, that's another bungled introduction, but don't worry about it, we'll start again. As you can see, I'm wearing a tape, so we'll rewind that one. Yes, hello everybody, and nice to see you once again. If you are here returning, of course, if you are here for the first time, hello, and thank you very much indeed for stumbling across my humble little channel. Yes, welcome to the Game Pantry. I am the Retro Bear, retro in nature and bear in hairiness, bringing you once again another video of my exploits up and down the second-hand shops. As you can see, the bear is here. The pantry, the gaming pantry. The game of choice this week is the rather unheralded Ivy the Kiwi, which came out on the Nintendo Wii from the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, and generally it's pretty much ignored, but is a rather interesting and exciting little game in its own right. As you can see here, it's got a very sort of distinctive art style. The Wii controls are used quite well, so it's worth checking out if you can find a copy of it. I've only ever seen one copy in the wild, and that was it. So there we go. So as you can see, the bear is here, the game pantry is working in perfect order, and the brush is here. So we are ready to go with another pickups video. This had been recorded a week after I did the pickup. So first of all, I should have God, yeah. We're off to a good start today, aren't we? This is recorded a week after I did the pickups. The pickups are from the 3rd of August. So I'm recording this a week later because I've just been too busy to sit down and do that. In the meantime, I've done another set of pickups for the 10th of August, which I shall record shortly afterwards, possibly wearing the same clothes. So if you think I've done two videos back to back and I haven't changed, that's not the truth. I'm telling you now to get out of that. It is August, and those of you know that as we enter August, that is the third quarter of the year. Is it second quarter of the year? Second quarter of the year, something like that. Anyway, it's about the time for my annual bath, so I'm all clean and refreshed and ready to go. Yes, so trying to remember what I did a week ago. A lot of charity shop pickups, which was great. Just trying to think, in amongst all this, there's some charity shop stuff. I don't think there's any CX stuff. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is. Certainly some cash converter stuff, some pawnbroker stuff, and some mistakes, because I know you love the mistakes. As you can see from the video so far, just there again. This is one giant cock up from start to finish. But we shall persevere, because the best thing about it is if you leave the mistakes in, it adds to the charm, or it puts people off. I don't know. So I've got stuff for all sorts of different bits and consoles and things, and some of it's going to be really good and some of it you're going to go, eh. But then again, that's what my videos are all about, aren't they, really? I mean, this collection is purely based on affordability, and it's not a bad little collection. I get some very nice comments from some people, and also the one person who regularly just comes along and gives me a thumbs down for whatever reason. Show yourself, sir, or woman, madam, even. Before I get sued, let's move quickly on to the game pickup, shall we? Because that's why you're here. And I'm just trying to remember. I really must get some. I've run out of stuff to take the label sticker off this. Desperately trying to remember where I got these from and how much I paid for them at the time, which is always an interesting thing, because that's the purpose of it. You know, you do the pickups and you find the cheap stuff or the good stuff or whatever. So let's start with these three then. PlayStation 3 first of all. And this was in cash converters, and this is UFC 2009 Undisputed. This was no manual, sadly. This was actually sellotaped up, which I don't usually associate. Is that focusing correctly? Just about. Don't usually associate cash converters with sellotaping stuff up. So obviously I presume they did so because there was no manual in it. But that was 25p, and I picked that up on the 360 a while back. So that goes. Yes, I have, haven't I? It's over there somewhere now, but I can't remember exactly where it was. This one was picked up for, I think, 99 pence in another cash converters. That came from one, this came from another. And this was quite a nice find I found. Ridge Racer 7 on the PlayStation 3. I think I've played Type 4 on the PlayStation 1. I haven't played any Ridge Racer games since then. I didn't particularly like... I know a lot of people rave about Ridge Racer originally on the PlayStation 1 and the arcade. They love it. I never really got into it. Hopefully this game will change my mind a little bit. I would hope so. But yeah, not in bad nick at all. That one, like I said, I think it was £1. I certainly would have paid you more for it. There we go. And then this one also cost me £1, another PlayStation 3 game. And this, I think now, must be the 4th incarnation of this game I've got across different systems. And this is our old friend Mr. James Bond, 007 even, in Quantum of Solace, which is a game I have on the Wii, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 2. So I've now got it on the PlayStation 3. I should hope it's a bit better on the PlayStation 3 than it was on the Wii, because I couldn't quite get to grips with it on the Wii. And as a result of that, I haven't played any more of them since, but it's worth a go, isn't it? So that was another £1. That was a charity shop one. Let's shove them around the back there, and let's move on to the Xbox 360, shall we? Because there's always a few of those games which are there, and you know, you can, if you, loads of people do videos on the Xbox 360, don't they? They do sorts of challenges and pickups and high score challenges, and those of you who regularly watch my channel will know Gernaldinho and his common quest to try and get 1 million gamer points or something. I can't, it's something like that, isn't it? You know, so that's you know, these sort of games and things will provide information for that and based upon it, you know. And he comes up with all these great challenges, and you know, spends a great deal of time coming up with original ideas, and some of his things are great, absolutely great. You know, if only everybody was original as Rob was doing his videos. Yeah, you know, get your own ideas and come up with these things. He has some really good ideas. He has some really good. Go check his channel out. I've mentioned him many times before. You know what I'm talking about, the guy with the arms and the stairs. Anyway, moving swiftly on. What did we pay this? This was a charity shop game. Must be a charity shop game. I'm sure it was. Tomb Raider Underworld. I wish I kept the receipts. I tend to throw the receipts away, you see, because if you're paying £1 for a game, it don't work. Then there's no point. No manual. Must have come out of cash converters. Yes, it did. There's a big CC on the disc. I remember that now. There it is. There. That was 99p. But like I said before, the Tomb Raider games I'm sort of picking up as and when I'm sort of spreading the collection. Like a couple of weeks ago, I picked up Legend on the PlayStation 2 with a slipcase. I've just picked about the fact I've got the new version, the Tomb Raider reboot, not Rise of Tomb Raider, the other one on the 360. I've not played it yet. I've got Underworld and Anniversary for the Wii. Have I got any for the PlayStation 3? Possibly. I might have a Tomb Raider. I'm not sure. Not entirely sure. Rabbiting on. So that was 99p. This one, I think, was also 99p. I've seen people talk about this before, and this is Split Second Velocity. Interesting to see the bottom there. This is actually, if you can see that there, just in the bottom corner, it's a Disney game. I never associated with Disney producing sort of racing games, but bizarrely they have done. How strange. But I've heard people say it's quite good, this one. I presume they've been saying it's quite good. I could, of course, be have made that up completely, more than likely. That was a charity shop one. This one was also charity shop again, I'm pretty sure. This is Pure, and this is also a Disney game as well. Now I think I played this originally on the PlayStation 3, played a demo of it. There's the manual. I think this was a cash converters pickup. Again, no more than a quid paid for it. I think I played it on the PlayStation 3 when off the PlayStation Store demo. It was alright. I seem to remember it well enough. Again, probably 99p pickup from somewhere. Connect Joyride. on the 360, because I've got quite a few Kinect games now. There's a Disney version, I think, called Disney Extreme Racing or something along the same lines, which goes for a lot more money than this one. I don't hold out much hope for this because it looks a bit rubbish, but when has it ever stopped me before? Never. Yes, I think it was 99p because I remember seeing it still priced up about £3 elsewhere, so that was a good one. These two I picked up in a charity shop, and I'd never heard of I have heard of either. Well, I have heard of one of these, and the other one I wasn't quite sure on. This one here is Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. If that means anything to you now, please let me know in the comments just below here, because I'll be able to tell you. From the minds of R.A. Salvatore, Todd McFarlane. Now, Todd McFarlane, I think, did Spawn, didn't he? I'm pretty sure that was where he came. And of course, Ken Rolston, who's done many things. I know nothing about it. It looks like it's one of these RPG type things. Forge Your Destiny, that sounds like it. Involving sort of swords and armour and giant things, and there's an online pass as well on the inside. I don't think that maybe there was a manual for it, I'm not entirely sure. Again, if you do know there was a manual for it, do let me know. So I might try one day and actually work out how many manuals I'm missing, because I've gone through my collection now and sort of put it together. So I know now I've got an exact list, because you'll see very shortly when the mistakes start happening that my list was perhaps not as updated as it should have been. Because of that, I've had to go through all the games I've got on the shelves to make sure I've got the right list with me at the right time. Also identifying anything that's sort of a classics or a platinum collection, just in case I see a cheap version of the original case, so I can update my what I've got on the shelf. And then the other one I picked up, which is interesting in the fact that, for a couple of reasons. One, it's a Need for Speed game, which is great. So this is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. This is the limited edition, but also you will notice from the bottom it is an Australian version, which I found in the charity shop in the UK for £1. And what I do like about this is, actually, you can't see there, we just pull the inlay up and there's a lovely little map on the inside. That's nice. Now I think it's the limited edition because according to the back here it says you get an Alfa Romeo, Ford Shelby early access, which probably has gone now, to the Audi TT, Chevrolet, Porsche and something Dodge Challenger, which hopefully will be the Dukes of Hazzard one, the orange one with the funny horn. But yeah, I love this game on the PlayStation 3. It's a great game. Very much enjoyed it, so I should look forward to playing that. That was 98p in a charity shop. For those of you who enjoy original Xboxes, good news, we have a game. Now this was got from Salvation Army, but the branch of Salvation Army I went into has got its own sort of vinyl section upstairs, which it's been there for quite some time. I stopped going in there because it didn't appear to me they had any gaming related stuff. And of course I was going to start collecting DVDs, and there's no needs me to sort of go in there. But I did go in on this particular Saturday, went upstairs. It was quite warm that Saturday. It was this Saturday just gone with all the rain, but the Saturday before was quite warm. So sort of went up there, and it was even warmer up there. And I thought, looking around, I could see that they must have games somewhere, because in the display case they've got some Spectrum stuff. So I wasn't looking at for. And then went right to the very end of the store, right by the counter, and sort of turned left, and I saw a Mario t-shirt just hanging up. I thought, well, there must be some games in there surely. And lo and behold, in this little section there was Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii, Xbox, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, some Dreamcast from GameCube. Problem being, because I think this sits outside of the Salvation Army itself, it's sort of related to the Salvation Army, but I think it's somebody up there who's doing it. It's got great vinyl, I mean, it's a fantastic collection. But everything was sort of priced to sell, or in some cases priced beyond selling, and there were some really common games that were being sold for like £2, which if you went in some charity shops they would say it was for £1. In CEX or cash converters they'll sell you 50p or less. So I was a bit disappointed that a lot of stuff in there was quite on the expensive side. I did however find one Xbox game original that, having sort of scanned through my phone, was worth a purchase for £1.50, which again is a bit more than I usually spend, but definitely worth it in this case. And I'd never seen it before. I'd only found out it existed a couple of weeks back. And this is Tron 2.0 Killer App. You can see that there. It's a bit blurry, but I'll put it over there. something like that. There we go. I don't know. But I think it's not in bad nick at all, actually. The manual is complete with the disc, as always. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. It hasn't got the disc in there. I don't know an awful lot about this game. I can't pretend to know an awful lot about this game. I haven't played it yet. But it's Tron. I mean, most of us who grew up in the early 80s would have been completely obsessed by Tron. But yeah, that was 150, but CX I think sell that for 4, so I thought that was probably the best one that they had in there that was worth me picking up. Right, so moving on from there, let's now move on to some Nintendo Wii stuff. Yes, there's some Wii stuff, and some good finds there were too, as we try and push the Wii wall. That's a good word for it, actually, Wii wall. Well, that might sort of strike the wrong impression, I don't know. Yes, maybe not best to do it that way. But the Wii wall is rapidly approaching 600. So that's interesting. It's very interesting. In fact, the closer we get to 600, the better. I should also say thank you very much indeed to Blue Tonic 78, I think it is, who gave me a shout out in his last video and made mention of the fact that I've got a joint Wii collection. First of all, thank you very much indeed for the shout out. I've already thanked you in the message, but thank you very much indeed for that. And I think as you mentioned in the message, probably I think I've got 300 or something. That wall goes a bit further up, so that is actually a complete wall of Wii games. So anybody who's sort of looking in the background, and I know I've stopped putting the data on the videos now, but this is close to 600, rapidly getting closer. And once I get to 600, we're nearly at 50%, which is interesting, very interesting. We still find them. So I've got 4 here, and I think I picked up 2 in my next video to show you, so that's 6 more. So if they keep coming in at that rate, it's not too bad, is it? So first one up, and Jimmy Retro picked this up a few weeks ago. Hi Jimmy, hope you're alright. This is Cyberbike Cycling Sports. Now you'll like the stories that I go with these. With this one, I got this from CX for £1, although it's priced at £1.50, but I did my research and made sure that it was priced up at £1. And the girl behind the counter goes, "Oh, boy, this would be a great game to actually have an exercise bike attached to it." Now Jimmy mentioned it in his video, and I sort of responded to him by saying yes, there actually was at some point a cyber bike attachment for it, which is about as rare as you can get now. It is just impossible to get hold of these things for the Wii, because this game is purely based around cycling. I'll just read this off the back here, and it says you know, you can practice drive submarines, helicopters, mining wagons and bikes by using an exercise bike. What a great idea. So I told the girl behind the counter this, and told her like they are going to be sort of like so rare now. It's, I think they're 200-300 quid, the last ones I heard of anyway, and that was quite some time ago. And they said, "Oh well, oh wow." She said, "Oh, that's good." She said, "Well, the good thing about this game is it's rung up at £1 rather than £1.50." I said, "Oh, great." I said, "Well, in that case, I'll put that 50p towards buying the bike," and got absolutely nothing back. So strange, but I have been after that for some time. It has been priced at a couple of 2-3 quid before now. So Cyberbike, and also those of you who love your shovelware, this I think came out of a CEX, I think it was, and this is Pet Sports Dog Playground, which is an absolute quality title. No manual. I should have known better. I bought it in a CEX where I know they don't have the manuals, but if you like your dogs, you like playgrounds, and you like sports, this is the game for you. This was made for you. I think there's quite a few games in the pet series, or cats or dogs, with the comical way of putting a Z on the end. That worked, didn't it? But anyway, yeah, shovelware for the Wii. But as you know, I love my shovelware. Now, these 2 games came out of cash converters. And first one up is Sports Party. Oh yeah, only the quality titles this week. Sports Party on the Wii. Just so you know, bear in mind this is called Sports Party, okay? So take part in 9 summer sports. Now they could only think of 7, but they're 9 sports. Well, the sports selected here are horseshoes. So you get an idea, this is the American game. Horseshoes, lawn darts, volleyball, badminton, croquet, mini golf, and then, no word of a lie, you might be able to see it from the back here, possibly. Get it a bit closer. It actually says there three basketball games. So they thought of 6 sports and basketball, and then only of those 6 sports can basketball have 2 versions of it. What? I mean, obviously the only sort of urgency and sort of care requirement that's gone into this game is to quickly turn it out and make some money out of it. So that was 10p. Oh yeah, another 10p game. We love 10p games here. And it must have been so successful because they released a follow-up called World Sports Party. Now, take part in 8 sports from around the globe. Now bear in mind, how big is the world? It's a big place. So of the 8 sports they've managed to pick, the 8 sports they've gone for are beach cricket, which isn't really a sport. Why not just cricket? Darts, which is the throwing variety. Dodgeball. Paletta fronton. Or fronton. Paletta fronton. I can't work out what that is. I don't even know what it is. Disc golf, which is a cheap way of sort of putting 2 sports together, golf and frisbeeing. Kart, which it just says kart. I've got no idea whether that's motorised kart, go-kart, soapbox carts, shopping carts, Super Nintendo carts. Petanque, which is a posh version of bowls. Posh version of boules, which is the French, you know, the heavy, when they go, oh, throw it like that, you're saying it it's sort of like that, but I think with heavier metal things. And air hockey. And that's all they could come up with. World Sports Party, all they can come up with 8 games, which most of them aren't really sort of sports anyway. Fascinating stuff. Again, I don't think it was a particularly I think it was a particular no-brainer at the office just to churn this out quickly and not worry about the aesthetics of a bearded 43-year-old man challenging the aesthetics of this title a number of years later on a YouTube channel which basically 150 people watch a week. But they were wrong, weren't they? They were wrong. And again, that was, like listen, 10 pence. So those 2 games cost me 20p. Now, fascinatingly enough, they trade in at CEX for £1.20 each, I think it is, and they sell it for £3 each. So this is what I mean about when we sort of like, you pick these things up. I mean, yeah, you're probably going to play these once. If you're trying to collect stuff or just trying to enjoy games of any sort of variety, when you're spending 10 pence a go and you're getting something which is on the market selling for £3, now that's the market price, right? They're selling it at £3, but if they're prepared to give you £1.20 for it, where is the price in between them? What is that worth to somebody else? Is that game worth £2? Because they'll give you £1.20 for it, but they want to make profit on it. If I want to sell it to you over there, do I sell it for £2 because it's cheaper than the £3 that they're going to do? I don't know. So I could take it to them and give them for £1.20, but I might sell it to you for £2 and make 80p more. But they'll want me to have it for £1.20 because then they can sell it for £3 and they make £1.80. There will be another economic lecture at the same time, at the same place next week. No wonder I failed A-level economics into it with that sort of theory. Right, so we now move on to the last lot. Hooray! We can go and do something else now, can't we? Yes. And these are PlayStation 2 games, which I've been trying not to buy, but they're so damn cheap. And this is where we've got a few cock-ups. Oh, you've been waiting for the cock-ups. Remember the cock-ups and the mistakes? Yes, well, they're coming now. Here we go. This is what happens when you don't... First of all, this is what happens when you don't consult your list of games you already have. Because months ago, I bought this game, which is the iToy Kinetic. And it was only when I was out, and I sort of looked at my list and thought, I haven't got this. And I thought, I've got more iToy games than this, surely. And I have got more iToy games at my list show because I hadn't updated my list. But, fear not, it's not a particularly expensive game. I think CEX sell it for 50p, so I'm not losing out massively. At the end of the day, I've got a pretty good case if I want to use it at double. But the reason I picked this up was it was a charity shop for 20p. So really, in terms of making an error for 20 pence, it's nothing, is it really? And like I said, I've got a nice little box, or I can put it back in a charity, and they might sell it for £1 and make a bit more money. So that's fine. So there's one mistake, which goes to show, always update your list on your games collection when you're out and about, so you know exactly what you've got. I used to do it from memory when I had about 400 and 500 games. Now I've got 5 times as many. It's a bit more difficult. Second mistake was this one, which is Monopoly Party on the PlayStation 2, which has got a bit of a hole in the box. Nice and complete though. Now, regular viewers, although I'm not pretty sure you don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of my own collection, will remember I picked this up a few weeks ago. And this is what happens when you consult your list and ignore the advice it's giving you, as in, you've already got this. Oh, have I? And the thing was, I thought I was looking at the list and it said I hadn't got it, but if I did, I was obviously having one of those moments where I decided to shut my eyes or blink or sneeze and missed it, because it's there. And the first thing I did when I got home, I thought, I'm sure I've got this. And I went to look at the shelf and you can see it there, right staring me in the eye, Monopoly Party. Now again, not so much of a problem because that cost me 25 pence. So in a way, it's not a big thing. If I spent 2 or 3 quid, well, I wouldn't have spent 2 or 3 quid, would I? I'd have spent £1. But even so that's an example. So 1, always check your list. 2, definitely check your list, and that will be being redonated. Another game which did I pay 20p for this one? Oh, I can't remember. God, it's only a week ago. I said don't get old. Don't get to my age, because you start forgetting what you're doing. Scanning my memory, possibly. No, I think I probably paid 99p for this one. I'm thinking I got it from that charity shop. No, I didn't. This is one of my SingStar collection, which is SingStar Rock Ballads, which I think takes me to about, well, I can tell you how many it takes me to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably takes me to about 10 to 12 SingStar games now. Very nice condition, this one. I'm not trying to collect all the SingStar games, I just appear to have fallen into collecting SingStar games. So, rock ballads, right? So you'll obviously want to hear the classic collection of rock ballads on this list. Air Supply, All Out of Love, Alana Miles, Black Velvet, Anastasia, Left Outside Alone. It's a rock ballad. Avril Lavigne, I'm With You. I know her, but I don't know the song. Boston's More Than a Feeling, Boy Meets Girl, Waiting for a Star to Fall. Rock ballad, pop song, I think you'll find. Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms, Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time. Again, that's not a rock ballad, that's just a ballad. Duran Duran, Ordinary World. Europe, Carrie, don't know that one. Heart, Alone. John Cicada, Just Another Day, in brackets, Without You, close brackets. Again, that's not a rock ballad. That's never was a rock ballad. Lone Star, Amazed. Mark Cohn, Walking in Memphis. That's just crap. Meatloaf, I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that, said the actress to the bishop. Mr. Big, To Be With You. Mr. Broken Wings. Mr. Kiri. Mr. The only 2 songs that I've ever heard of, they've ever made. Also, quite possibly the only time I've seen a SingStar song list on the back with the same artist twice. They obviously must be running short of 30 ballads, obviously, by the inclusion of John Cicada. Nickelback, How You Remind Me. Nielsen, Without You. Poison, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Queen, The Show Must Go On. Ballad? Don't know. Roxette, It Must Have Been Love, God. Oh no, and then Roxette, Listen to Your Heart. So the second instance of something, they really are scraping the barrel here. I can almost hear it now. If I could be bothered, I'd insert a scraping sound there, but I'm not. Starship, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. I hate that song because my mate, that's his song at his wedding. It's his wife's song. Sorry. Oh dear. I was trying to think of a song that me and Mrs. B have, and I don't think we've got one. Possibly the theme tune to The Simpsons. I've really got no idea. Sugar Babes, Too Lost in You. The Ceiling, Wherever You Will Go. I've never heard of them. Tina Arena, Chains. She was from Australia, if I remember. Toto Africa, that's a song I can't stand, and to Powell's China in Your Hand. What a pathetic lineup of songs that was. Anyway, there we go. You see, I never became a music critic either, because otherwise I'd be what's the word? Out of a job. Yes. So last section now. I have there's a little pawnbrokers in the town near me, which I regularly pop into. I was surprised when I went in last time, this time, because he'd bundled some of his games together. He started putting sellotape round them. Don't put sellotape around your games. He's the one, you may remember, he sort of writes the price on the front in pen, which caused me a problem to rub it off afterwards, but I do manage to get it sorted out. And this week he started bundling his games together, and it was fascinating to see what he bundled up, because generally speaking there were some pretty good games bundled together, but there are also some really good games bundled with a load of rubbish. For example, Mario Kart Wii, which I think was bundled with 3 really sort of crap shelf fillers. He's asking £8 for it, which a Mario Kart Wii for £8 isn't bad, and if you were collecting Wii games, 4 games for £8, including Mario Kart Wii, not bad at all. But I've got those games, and then I look at the PlayStation 1 game, PlayStation 2 games he bundled up, and I thought, well, the only one I think was really interesting me, which I didn't pick up, was there was Mortal Kombat, Armageddon, and also Tomb Raider Anniversary, which were bundled together with 2 other games that I'd already got. But I think he priced those up at a tenner. And I think if I bought the ones I wanted to buy, I would certainly be interested in Mortal Kombat, certainly be interested in the Tomb Raider game. But I think really, if I bought them individually, I probably would have paid about the same price. So it wasn't worth me picking. There was no value in that. Anyway, there were some bundles where they got stuff which he bundled together. It was so cheap, it was really good. So if somebody was collecting games and needed, a quick bundle or something like that of stuff in there, you could get a lot of games very, very quickly for not a lot of money. But from my point of view, there was only one bundle which interested me in the slightest. Otherwise, it'd been a fruitless trip. And I hope that's not going to be the case where he's going to start getting sort of like PS2, Xbox, GameCube, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 3 games in, because if he does, I'll be really unhappy, because it's been a great source of games over the years. I've got me my backup original Xbox for £3 from there, which he sold to me as spares because he hadn't got a cable to test it, and all he's got is a bit of a sticky draw. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. I've bought a bundle of games which included Donkey Kong Country and 2 other Wii Shield fellas for £3. So I've had some good stuff out of there, and I've bought some other games as well. I've even bought some retro stuff off him as well. So he's great. I'm hoping he's not pushing that out of the way, because he sort of moved it to the bottom shelf, and he's only got a little shop, but he's moved it out of the way. He's got cabinets now full of collectibles, and he's put all the new gaming stuff, consoles, to one side in cabinets. So I think he's trying to maybe move towards those and get rid of the stuff I like rifling through. He got a big bundle of original Xbox for £60, about 12-14 games in there, which I can't see because they're in a cabinet. But I already know one of those is one of the Star Wars Battlefront games, which I think I've already got anyway. So I thought, well, that's one game I don't need, and how many more of those games are going to be worth me paying £60 for a bundle? Anyway, going back 20 minutes. So these 3 games are priced up as a bundle for £1. So let's first of all deal with the collateral damage, which is technically third mistake of the week, and that is the not just in general because it's a bad game, but this is the Chronicles of Narnia: The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, which, for the sake of 30p, is a very nice condition box. It's no better than the version I've got. I've already got this one, and this is not a better copy than one I already own. So this will probably go straight back out into donation, or the box will be transferred to a better game. But like I said, there had to be collateral damage in it. Now, one game I was actually thrilled to get hold of because I've been trying to buy it for ages, and I've put it down once before, and this is because I'm a big cartoon fan. This is Tom and Jerry: War of the Whiskers. You might see there he's actually written 50p on this. He's obviously had it for sale at some point, but he's just bundled it together. This is complete manual and disc, and not the best box. In fact, this box actually doesn't shut properly at the bottom. So the key thing on that one is that probably box will get swapped out for possibly the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. But the great thing about this is it looks like, I've seen a few videos of it. Again, I mentioned a few weeks ago the Looney Tunes games. They've never really been a great, and when I said Looney Tunes games, people came back saying, well, Taz Escape from Mars was good, and a couple of other games. I was like, yes, those are good. But I'm talking about Looney Tunes. If you're putting a whole game about Looney Tunes, you want all the characters in there. I bought Space Race, Looney Tunes Space Race, ages ago on the PlayStation 2 because I haven't got around to playing yet. And I think a lot of people think that's quite a good game. So you've got about 6 or 7 characters. That's a good thing. There goes that box. So it's even more broken now. But I don't think there's ever been a really good Looney Tunes game. And I don't think there's ever been Tom and Jerry. Is another one. I played Tom and Jerry the movie on the Master System. That was horrible. There was an Amiga game which is even worse than it came out originally. And I'm hoping this one will be alright because I like what they've done with the manual. Again, nice looking manual. It's got all the characters I recognise because I'm a bit of a cartoon aficionado. All these characters at some point have appeared in Tom and Jerry cartoons. There's Tom and Jerry, there's a little yellow duck, there's the robot cat, there's Jerry's little cousin, there's Tom's rival or best friend Butch, there's a buzzard who appeared in one episode, there's Spike and Tyke the two bulldogs, there's the monster Jerry when he takes the magic potion in one cartoon, and also the lion that escaped from the zoo. So I recognise all those characters immediately, so I'm hoping it'll be a good game to play, and fingers crossed on that one. Let me know if it's any good, because I'm going to be disappointed, I know I am. But the real reason I picked up those 2 games and this one is because of this game. And you might think, well, it doesn't sound in particular, but it's just Scooby-Doo First Frights. Now, for those of you who I've spoken to about this, I picked up a decent PlayStation 2 game. This game, although it doesn't have a manual, which is slightly disappointing, bear in mind I couldn't check it out because he bundled everything together with some sellotape wrapped around it, which is slightly annoying. But this sells in CEX for £8. So it's not a bad pickup. I think they only pay about £2 or £3 for it. They don't pay an awful lot for it. But again, going back to earlier, they'll pay you £2 for it. They'll sell it for £8. So there's a £6 profit margin in there. So what point do I sell it to you? £5. That's in the middle, isn't it? That's fair. Save the trouble going to CEX. I'll sell it to you for £5. So I don't know, but picking that up for equivalent of 33.3 pence is pretty good. So yes, that was the reason I picked up. And a Tom and Jerry game, to be honest with you. I mean, those 3 games there, £4. I think Tom and Jerry CEX sell it for £8.50. I know they sell that for £50. So basically, £10 worth of CEX games for £1. And that's how you do it. And that, Bearer Maniacs, is that. And what a strange old video it was to start with. Well, wasn't it? It was a bit bonkers. Didn't quite get my words out to start with, but I think we recovered. Yeah, so some interesting stuff there. So I hope you enjoyed that rummage through my game collection. If you do enjoy rummaging through my game collection, there's plenty more of it on YouTube. In fact, if you go back to my videos last year, for those of you interested in 360 stuff and looking to come up with ideas for your own challenges, if you like 360, all my games that I've collected on the 360 are at some point on my channel. If you go back to the start, I will obviously be doing a collection video at some point highlighting them all in a bit more detail, but if you do enjoy those sort of things on there, there's also some gameplay videos. And I want to say a very, very big thank you to everybody who's watched the Deal or No Deal video, which is hopefully was going to be the next in a series of game show, trivia, reality TV program games on the Wii, which hasn't really sort of gone from there. But for those of you who have taken the time to watch it and comment, thank you very much indeed for doing so. That's the most successful gameplay video I've done today. I haven't done many. I forget the stuff I did 8 years ago. That was a Commodore 64 stuff. I forget all that, but I think I've maybe done 6 or 7 in the last sort of 12 months, and they never seem to get many views. But this one's been the best, most successful one to date, even if it's only at about 75, 76. But that's great. I'm really happy with that. So it's generated some interest. I already know it's already generated somebody going out and buying the game. That's the second person to take my advice based on the gameplay video. I must be doing something seriously right. I don't know. Strange. Anyway, on that note, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you very, very much indeed for watching. Do take care. We'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.